Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be creating a card using my Distress ink pads and a Clearly Besotted stamp set. To start with, I'm going to be taking my mini ink pads and I'm going to be squishing them onto my ink blending mat. You will see the name of the ink pads in the top corner as I'm not very good at remembering what they are. So I'm using that water bottle to really spritz the ink to make it nice and wet, and then I'm taking my watercolour cardstock and just squishing that into the ink. Excuse the wobbly table. I'm now going to keep pressing that in because I find there was a lot of red on there and I did want a bit more blue. So at the moment I'm just going to leave that, and I'm just going to take my tissue and dab off the ends where I'm getting that build up. I'm now going to dry that with my heat tool on the front and the back. So yeah, that was still a bit red, so I thought I'd go back in, and unfortunately there was still a lot of red on the mat, so I'm cleaning that away and I'm going to go back to using them two bluish colours. Again, the names are in the corner. And again, I'm just going to spritz them using the water bottle to get them nice and wet, and I'm going to pounce that back into the ink. So now I'm getting a bit more of that darker ink on. I'm liking it a bit better because I didn't want too much of that red showing through. So again, I'm drying that front and back using my heat tool and making sure it's fully dry this time. I'm trying to straighten out this paper, this card, because it does warp a little bit. And cleaning off my mat, and now I'm not using that now, that's not needed. I'm then taking this Clearly Besotted stamp set. It's called Ahoy Matey, and I'm just going to use my VersaFine Onyx black ink and stamping out that ship. I'm also taking the sails, I think that's what you call them, and I'm stamping that also using the VersaFine ink. There's also some little flags in the stamp set as well, and I'm just going to use them on the top of those sails, and I'm going to stamp that twice. I wasn't quite sure because I only had the two and I didn't have a stamp where I could reverse it. Also a little anchor in the stamp set, and I inked that up using my Versamark ink, and I also inked up the Ahoy Matey as well. Now I did not catch me embossing the anchor, but I used the same gold embossing powder as I am for the little skull here and the Ahoy Matey sentiment. This has also been stamped onto some vellum as well. So I love that you can see it melting there. So I cut that sentiment down, and I'm just going to do a little banner on one end. Now that's sitting a bit better now, so it doesn't look as odd without that stamped flag on the other end. And I'm taking my Cosmic Shimmer Glue and just putting it behind the sentiment. This Cosmic Shimmer Glue didn't actually show through the vellum as well, so that was quite handy. But this is quite a thick vellum that I'm using. I'm just placing an acrylic block on there to hold it in place. I'm now taking my foam tape, and I did put a lot of foam on here. I didn't bore you with showing you that, but because the paper had warped, I did put a lot on there, and I've stuck that down. And I've placed some sequins on the card as well, and I'm also going to glue them down using my Cosmic Shimmer Glue. Now I started off using my finger and this wasn't working because I don't have a pick-me-up tool. A picky-up tool. So now I'm using my tweezers instead, and again that wasn't working very well either, but we got there in the end. And this one here just didn't want to be stuck down. So this is the finished card, and thank you all very much for watching. Please subscribe, like this video. You can also find me now on Instagram if you want to see any more of my work that hasn't been put on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Bye.